We're Kevin Chris Waterhouse.
And we are Travelling Australia.
We're so glad you can join us on our adventures. Living the dream. We're making our way down the West Australian coastline. The next town we come to will be Carnarvon. It seems like a beautiful little town, Carnarvon. But the weather isn't playing the game for us. We've had so much wind it's unbelievable. The wind's been so strong it's even causing sand drifts over the road along the coastal fringe. With the weather this bad, there's only one thing we can do, and that's go sightseeing. So we've checked out the old Lighthouse. The lighthouse keeper's cottage is just as it would have been back in the day. This was a great place to see how people used to live in times gone by, and it's all run now by volunteers. They do an awesome job. The jetty here is closed off to the public, but way back in the time it was used as a whaling station. It's fantastic to find out how things all worked back then. It was great to see the lighthouse and the lighthouse keeper's cottage all kept in the original state. But this large shed was also part of it all. Everything from whaling boats right down to the old loco that used to service the jetty. There's the train, the Kimberley. This turned out to be a really rewarding day trip. It was awesome seeing all the old machinery, something I love to get around. Well, there was one thing for it. I couldn't resist trying out the West Australian prawns, just to see what they were like compared to the Queensland ones. Well, gotta say, they're definitely not too shabby. I can almost taste them.
Fry backed and snap frozen, especially for the traveller that doesn't have a lot of room in their fridge or freezer, so that's been a really good hit.
Well, we finally got a day that wasn't just too windy. It was good enough to take the boat out, try and catch a feed of sand crabs. Well, we had no luck at all. Every pot came up the same, dead empty. Oh well, it was still nice to get out in the boat. Well, it was time for us to pack up again. We're going to backtrack a little bit, about 20 kilometres back to Quobba Station. We were told of another lighthouse out this way, and the blowholes, they reckon really worthwhile to see. And we wanted to have a look at Quobba Station for ourselves. I reckon some of the scenery there is really magnificent. These blowholes are made from holes in the rock, and when the ocean swell comes up from underneath, it pressurises and blows the water out of the holes. Well, we made our way into Quobba Station, dropped the van, had a bit of an explore down the beach, but we thought it was a little too windy, so we thought we might go for a drive and check out some of the cliff tops. After a great afternoon and exploring some of the great tracks on Quobba Station, the next day it was time to pack up and head for Denham.
Only about 3 k's out of Denham now, wind farm here, at the small wind farm.
On the way into Denham, we couldn't resist a stop here at Eagle's Bluff. It's a fantastic lookout area. This was a beautiful little town, but that wind just would not leave us alone. It seemed to be following us everywhere we went. Well, while we were down this way, we thought we wanted to check out the westernmost point on the Western Australia coastline. So it was out to Tamala Station, or Tamala Station, dropped the van there and headed out to Steep Point. Where we camped out here was pretty much a goat paddock. and not much else. We're at Tamala Station. Drop the van here, just going to fuel up, and we're heading up to Steep Point, the westernmost point of the mainland of Australia.
Pretty rough old track out here to Steep Point. 39 kilometres of this, okay. Hope no one's coming, you can't see anything around these corners.
Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and we really love to hear your comments. Let us know what you think of our videos. And if you like them, don't forget to tell your friends. And this is about where I made the mistake of pulling up to try and get a good shot with the video camera. That sand sure is soft. Once you lose momentum, down you go. Parts of the track out here to Steep Point are on such blind corners they make a second track, so you virtually can only travel one way. It'll avoid any accidents. Pretty safe idea, I reckon.
It's a long way out to Steep Point. This scenery is lovely.
Well, if you've ever heard the saying, it's windy enough to blow a dog off a chain, this place was it. But it was still a good adventure getting here. Well, we thought these blokes were pretty keen, camping out here in this wind, but apparently this is a well-known spot for some of the best land-based game fishing in Australia. Back to the station to pick up our van. It's about the only thing that grows out here is goats. Just a quick roadside camp for lunch on our way out towards Kalbarri National Park.